So today we are gathering in a very remote mountain area. So Geshe believe that we are putting good effort to study Dharma. So that would be help us to collect great merits.
What is that? Rotom Susan Colosseum, and Georgia, the Lama. And it's not the Dharmarakshita said, the Georgia, no one but it is.
Actually, this test, the wheel of sharp weapon, was taught by great Pandit Atisha's teacher, Dharmarakshita, to him.
What is that? The Lojonsana. The Lojon said that Kadampa gave me to the Mata, Jenny, what the name is. Dharmarakshita, the Georgia, Georgineta, Permaj,
yeah, the transmission of the Lojong, actually, my training is actually from Dharmarakshita to Atisha, and then to all those Kadampa Geshes until now. That's the lineage, transmission lineage.
And what I want to say, I forget it.
Lojong, the Jupiter.
The legend, that Marangian, the Atisha manus, the Lucia that the threshing Kimbo, nothing, that gives you lots of bodies, the concession is.
Geshe had only oral transmission from Geshe Rabgye Geshe Losampadin. He never had a explanation, transmission, commentary transmission. Also, some people call it. Yeah.
That Kimbo, that concession is. And the Konaki should have the Tamborabuche, Parbuche, Kotokoma, the Momosata, she was
the Abbot, ex-Abbot, told me his oral transmissions from His Holiness and also Taramuche, all those great masters back in Tibet. So even I read some words. That's usually they becomes oral transmission to you guys from great lamas. It's sort of we believe that oral transmission is a part of blessing too. Blessing.
Really to Lord blessing, right?
But blessing from gurus. So it's a transmission of blessing from gurus.
What the name is? What the name is? That love Jones and a career. That's somebody you die of.
So one way to explain Lojang, my training is to transform your mind or to change your mind, change your attitude.
Okay? And everybody maybe they really know, but love means no, transform mind,
transform your consciousness.
Then we ask why we need to transform our mind. What kind of mind we need to transform? We have many different kind of minds. That there are good things, bad things, Then we need to transform the bad mind. What kind of bad mind is, angry, attachment, jealous, then
jealousy.
This kind of mind we have to transform this. We have to give up, take out. We have to suffer for us. Suffer the culture.
Who causes suffering? All those defilements or delusions you have to remove or to transform.
But it is very difficult. Someone says you have to change, transform your angry. We used to angry many lifetimes. Angry is our best friend. He never give us attachment. Therefore, how much we have strong angry attachment, they give for us, they much soften. In now, how can we to change? It's not easy. That first we to study this kind of book. What this month cost for us, and how you transform, how you
Abandoning.
abandon that kind of month. But it is not easy. It's very difficult because of our
We are so habituated it or get habituation.
many
Used to it.
many lifetimes, many lifetimes. Or anyway, this kind of mind we have to transform. We have to change. What kind of mind we have to develop? Compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness. So, shambhasangal,
Love and kindness.
loving kindness. This kind of mind we have to develop. If we have this kind of mind more developed, then they give for us to more happiness. If we follow the attachment angry, then they bring for us more thoughtfulness, right? Therefore, they say, okay, now you have to bring the weapon. Then shoot the attachment angry. Then we have to shoot all the bad minds. But slowly, it's not easy. Then how you transform is you have to check. Even people, the Buddhists always say anger is very bad. Why anger is bad? Angry protect me. Someone calls me, I'm angry, I can fight back. Then angry protector for my enemies. We think about this, right? Then why we need to give up to angry? But if we angry, we fight for our enemies. Today fight. After we talk some bad words, they are angry. After you 2-3 minutes finish, then you mind's unhappy. You make all community or family or make unhappy. Then they bring sorrow. Then that control nimu de kare wasa tago yamar nimu.
You have to look at the downfall or weak side of the also I can see disadvantages of the hatred first. You have to realize that.
남중 가도 control 거서나 control 딱 가도 백 control 그러다 control 딱 가도 저 쪼개 가는 거 상관없어 봐. 이나야. 삼로 되거든요. control 세비가 레벨아 소소 맞죠. 로파소 맞죠. 메타 맞죠. 룸바 맞죠. 용도 와서.
In general, we believe or we are so used to think or believe that anger will always try to save us from some difficult situations. But in fact, anger causes the opposite way. Actually, that's not only destroy our own peaceful mind, also that would affect others to be unpeaceful situation.
Also, you are not get good sleep. You're very angry. You today very angry. I think tonight very difficult to sleep. Right? Then they make a cause for suffering. Look at this kinds. We have to think about the 자신의 control 다가서 control다 가서 예파마다 배는 말이 control 레벨을 가려용도 참 못해 죽었다다.
So whenever you are trying to abandon or to give up, reduce or eliminates your ignorance and hatred and attachment, you have to know cause and effect. The main cause, for example, for anger, you have to look at the main cause of the anger. Also, you have to look at the results or effect of the anger, which bring up.
Therefore, slowly, anyway, 다 간소 다 제월라 땅도 도마매라고 그래서 와 되게다 토마미나 단다 발랑가도 다 맨들 동아 짜장 하는 용대가데 만수 아니 만수 샘지 와서 샘 요마 와서 아니 다 만수 가면이 하는 그래서 와
Because we believe that in Buddhist philosophy, we believe the beginningless of the consciousness or beginningless of the beings. So when you look at who causes this beginningless, or this who causes the being to for us to become a beings, that's all because of the the delusion or karma caused us to rebirth again and again to suffer in this samsara.
오케이 들려다 땅가도 된 곳쪽에서 내가 가서 쇼로카를 많이 가면 냠도 내 봐이나 자선 돈배 배양을 해서 와 근데 대인거나 만도 찍찍이 그건 더 잡고 찍티는 도로로 만도 맞다는 생각이 있어요.
So let's go through the main test, and Geshe wished us to read together each stanza so that we can collect some merits through reading the test too.
아니 일단
For explanation, Geshe said just he want to summarize the main points because we don't have enough time. So yeah, that's which he cannot go every details.
나도 찍찍이 니 봐서는 다 지도처럼 하고 말들어.
Yeah.
되게 도동으로 그거 도동으로 쓰나잖아.
So we are due to all of us are beginners. So it doesn't matter if you explain each word's meaning, but it won't be very helpful. So just summarize all the main points. It could be more helpful.
다 로종 손자 골로서야 돼. 다 골라도 어디죠? 그때 좋은데. 안나 로종 손자 골다 손자 돼야 돼. 땅가도 지금 직대나 잡았나? 손자 돼. 딱 수수 강 수수라 내가 지금 다들 메워서야 저 잘하지라 왔어.
So in the will of self weapons in general they use for to kill those people who cause us trouble, I mean enemies. That's in general weapons means useful also.
여기 이다범, right?
Nuclear.
nuclear weapon. 근데 다 나눠서 단다 로종 소장 걸어서야 돼. 다 나눠서 좌우도 쓸세나. 다 나눠서 세게 다돼 다 같이 쪼대 다도 머리 빠대 봐야죠.
So in this test, the weapons we are trying to use is for or to destroy or to eliminate the self-attachment, selfness, the ego.
근데 그 나자데 다 빼잔들 낳고 들어와.
So they
어떤 거는?
so that's the
일단 간제 대라고 보시죠. 간제 로장 장세대 간제 맞이 수수지지 단대처럼 다들어서 다들 잘하셨네. 그게 대명어서 되지 그래서 간제.
So they consider the self-attachment, self-grasping as a enemy, and then use a right weapon to destroy it. So that's why they're talking about weapon here.
다그 매워진다. 콜라 나다고 그래서. 아니 나기 자야기 다 나한테 다 어디다 자고 와 버려서. 근데 다 무슨 그렇다 좀 때려면다. 다 꽂혀 서나서 집어도 그런 집어도.
꽂혀서 집안에 있었는데.
배 나오지 못네. 내가 배이고. 내가 세모 집어.
Everyone has the same.
아,
꽂혀서 차철로 써야 돼.
What the first?
Homage to you, yeah, middle.
Yeah, the
Little bit difference from the beginning because here they yes, 꽂혀서 차철로 쓴도 돼.
네. 나도 거기 보는데.
Could English? It's not in this English. Yeah?
This what's how much approach to the Jews? Maybe they're not.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah, here, there, I don't know. Then the young ones moving go to
Homage to Tibet James, not in English text there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's them go. Da, two Shinji Chela Chantal said was. There you go.
Yeah, I pay heartfelt homage to you, Yamataka. From start from there. Yeah.
That they done Chuji, chopping Chuji.
Yeah. This is like make an offering or make a pay homage. Every time they do this to start the test. Yeah.
And then they got a daddy Yamland to Shanjo Sem Yamla Solo. They got to the one to Nakolo Swati, that Shanjo Sem Yamla.
So main purpose of to write this test is to practice altruistic mind, bodhicitta, Mahayana practice.
Shanjo Sem Yamla.
Yeah.
Then you chose another control of Kijaret, control. Shanjo Sabadoba, control Sagi, control, two, no control Sagi. Control, it. Control Sagi,
Really.
control, two, it.
True, we do.
I told you, two Shinji Chelsea.
I pay heartfelt to you, Yamataka Matu. True, actually.
That's the kid charmed, can't you imagine?
The 2 minute, just like wrathful, 2 minute, anger or wrathful, a little bit, wrath. Yeah, but not in English translation. I pay heartfelt homage to
Your wrath as opposed
Oh, your wrathful first, yeah, okay, that, yeah. Wrathful, yeah.
근데 나 샹접 선바도 다 샹서도 신제 시대 가지 네 값도 신제 시대야 돼 아니 샹집에서나 돈도 벌어라 그래서 다 대라 샹서가 있어.
So in this stanza, the Yamataka actually they represents the Bodhisattva who directly realized emptiness, Shuyanta, Yamataka.
다 대대 사당 지금 다 그래요. 그거 나빠지나 다 이제로 어때 때까지 샹서가 있어.
So this appearance, manifestation is a Yamataka, but his consciousness should be a Bodhisattva. Make sense? Yeah.
근데 아니 샹접 선바대 내가 시야당 공로 도돌아 공로 사네. 다 공로 사사이 보러. 조사 보러. 조사 때다 내가 시야당 공로 나도 도돌아 공로 사게 했어. 대라 사네 샹접 선다 돈이도 불러라 야 차타네. 아니 대라야. 다 그래. 그래서 내가 나한테 때 매화치다 차기 매화치 있어. 그래 나라 따때 매화치 좀 나로 주세요 그러. 그래서 가지. 다 차타드나. 차타나 다 당도 말이 봤다. 대접도 다 매화치 있어. 대지 영화치 때 니처럼 차타기 있어. 차. 사실 나 그래 배우자 주세요.
Actually, in Tibetan words, chatse, the English they translate homage or respect, but in Tibetan, literally in Tibetan words, chatse mean it's a action is like a pay homage, but literally that means cha mean clean or to sweep off, and to sweep off your own, because why you are paying homage to the bodhisattvas or bodhicitta, because you want to sweep off your your own self-grasping or attachments, delusion, and tsewa mean to get blessed, or to get love. That's to get, to get love and kindness, bodhicitta. Just clean all those defilements or the self-grasping, and to get the altruistic consciousness or bodhicitta. 차체로.
간지 틀들은 다 샹저 선바데 아니 용와라 컨트롤사네 다 샹저고 생라야 말로 보서로 지스. 다 샹저고까지.
Because wrath or anger, some meaning, yeah, wrath, there's anger, which because I got angry with self-grasping and all those delusion anger with that, so I want to renunciate or to get rid of this anger or self-grasping, and then I pay homage to Bodhisattvas in order to get blessing to gain bodhicitta. Make sense?
코도 매우 소지. 어떻든 다 담으로 되네. 지다 다중을 때 저는 기시전에 고로 같은 다 주로가 담아도 줄로 주는다.
Yeah.
담은 이번 년으로 주로.
So let's read first and second stanzas together.
And the homage and the first two verses.
Yeah. Yeah.
그래서
Well, homage, of course, the Chepado, no, the
진데
Chepado, I paid homage to you, Yamataka didn't do.
야, 대단한 거 텔록스 된다. 상관도 스팀 맞춰 올라온다.
Yeah, yeah, please.
I pay
Homage
heartfelt homage
to you, Yamataka, your wrath opposed to the great lord of death.
In jungles of poisonous plants strut the peacocks, through blessings gardens of beauty lie near. The masses of peacocks don't find gardens pleasant, but thrive on the essence of poisonous plants. In similar fashion, the brave bodhisattvas remain in the jungle of worldly concerns. No matter how joyful this world's gardens, these brave ones are never attracted to pleasures, but thrive in the jungle of suffering and pain.
오케이. 다들 담보 되게 빼라고 그래. 아니 이봐 되게 다 대단하고 그래서.
The first stanza is showing the example. The second one is showing the actual meaning, which the text is going to tell.
다 담보 빼 가려서나 다 맞아서 그뚝 사회를 맞아서나 같이 맞아라고 맞아. 맨날 메토 돌아만 따셔 봐야나. 아니 그 대나게 메토 돌아서로 메토도 소시나 사는 말했어. 아니 그거 두고도 그래서 사와야나. 아니 그럼 두고 준는 거 제도 말했어. 대 사월 때는 그런 게다 조나 제와도 또 그런 편이 그래서. 그런 편도시를 연합해서 그래서 대변해서.
So that's doesn't matter peacock eats poison or not, but what's their argument?
That was a long car ride.
But still, the example shows even though he is in gardens of the medicinal plants, he or the peacock doesn't enjoy the flowers, which the flower shows the goodness for beautiful things, but he doesn't show the attached with those things. He only eats the virulent poison or poison, but after eating poison, he becomes more beautiful themselves. Peacocks. Yes.
근데 콜라 투 있네 저거는 딱 그런 거 편도시가 거의 연락이
So the poison here, instead of the hurting the peacock, but in go the diverse way, other way to help the peacock to become more beautiful.
호빼 대나지 다 상점 선바서도 상점 선바서 다 섬지던 고발라 다 제대제지는 고발라 제가 그래서.
Okay. So that's peacock as example for the bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas they already knew before they gained rebirth in the samsara. They knew the samsara is a realm of the suffering, but they willingly to get rebirth or to be with the human beings in order to, or sentient beings, in order to help all those sentient beings to free from suffering.
근데 제어도 삼아라 당 고액을 다 대치도 없는 빼줄 놓으셔도 고액을 지금 다 사치기 때문에 말이야. 근데 때는 내 자체도 때문에 다 나타 신학치 모여서 나지다 매우 내 자체도 매우 쉬워요 들어와.
So actually in samsara, because due to ignorance, there are a lot of hatred, attachments, a lot of dilemmas or trouble in samsaras. It's like a jungle. All the defilement or delusions. It's like a jungle in samsara. Right?
근데 jungle 때 나라 야지 땅도 고에다가 땅도 남중하고 놓으셔야 되는데 내가 때 열어왔어.
But within the jungle, still we enjoy certain orderly bliss. Yeah.
맞아. 딱 말아서 단다. 고외가. 다 대화롱시에 되겠다. 사야도 다 담담 무대도 와서 여러 가지.
Actually, we are enjoying the orderly bliss, like eating good food or certain, bliss in this samsara.
대단 말아서 대라 차네. 근데 루타 맞는다. 너도 대대로 와서.
So, we always attached to this orderly bliss, so cannot get out of this sort of indulgence to attach to the orderly bliss.
다 나도 들으시네. 옛날야 상주 선바도 아니 대라 차바 파샤네. 아니 그저 다 제네제라 다 연락 받기로 그래서.
But the Bodhisattvas, they see all this suffering. They see this cause of the suffering, so they don't attach to this orderly bliss. So they want to use this. Actually, this is suffering, delusion. They transform those delusion into happiness in order to help sentient beings or all other beings.
네, 어떤데 같이 만돌라 같이 내 처세다 고르고 아니 동아트가 그래서 자주 선바도 더가 제가 팬도체가 연락 받기로 그래서.
The ignorance, attachment, hatred always cause us to suffer, to cause us to suffer. But that's become one of method for bodhisattvas to help others to become bliss, to become one virtuous action, because the cause of virtuous action. That's in this case, virtuous action causes helping other beings who are suffering from those three: attachment, ignorance, and hatred.
배나 두 다리 샤시바이서나 다 두스나 고시노 그러was 마자서나 and 고 시와 바리는 고 스포츠 그러was.
That's why they use this example: poison for peacock, like a medicine for peacock to become more beautiful. But if other birds eat poison, they'll die. Yeah, so. So that's the summarize. That's the meaning of this first two stanzas.
안에 쇼라가 선바치고 사실.
Yeah. 숨바 시벌 루벨.
선바 시바님 로셔야.
맞습니다.
시와들라도 쇼라가 특성을 주는데.
Alright. So let's read from 3 to 4.
We spend our whole lives in the search for enjoyment, yet tremble with fear at the mere thought of pain. Thus, since we are cowards, we are miserable still. But the brave bodhisattva accepts suffering gladly and gain from their courage a true lasting joy. Now desire is a jungle of poisonous plants here. Only brave ones like peacocks can thrive on such fare. If cowardly beings like crows were to triumph, because they are greedy, they might lose their lives.
시와들라 특성을 넣고도 넣어서.
놓쳐요.
다시 이제 어디 다 되게 선배가 책 담보더니 갈라고 해서 났어. 그러와 대체 당들 렘바이 담미 왕가 누가 깨와 있으나 그때 간지 책 담보니 가서나 알아서 지금 대화라고 지금 소소 계산하고 되잖아. 나도 가초죠. 누나로 가게 되잖아. 나도 셈마 두초초도 왔어.
In general, our consciousness, the weak side of our mind always appears that way. Whenever we see a pleasant situation or pleasure activities, we always will be happy or bliss. And whenever we have been facing a little bit difficult, and we become so feel so suffering or so easy to get anger or
stressed.
Or get stressed. Stress needs to be strong. Another stress is strong anger.
Right. 근데 이제 다 나눠서 다 대체 된데 그래 내가 대화 내용이가 다 동아지죠 냐되게 그래서 대 가르치는 적어서나 아니 나도 강게 때에서 다 제마토 다 제마토 와도 더 좋아요. 누가 다들 마토. 누가 갑자기 마토.
Even though we all want to be happy, yeah, you know, we want happiness all time, but we always, you know, suffer or we always get some sort of, you know, uncomfortable feelings. So that's the every reason for that is we cannot facing the difficulties in right way, or we cannot voluntarily take on all those suffering ourselves. Yeah. Another way.
그래서나
Tolerance.
지금 가지 코로라는 코로 사초죠. 그 말이야. 가지 다 동안만도 다 저토면도 와 당들에도 면도 와 갑자기 저토면도 와.
Because we cannot face directly to all the sufferings, you know, voluntarily to take on these sufferings.
배차차와나 무지가 코로라와나 가지 코로다라 가지 조금 도면도 와.
Yeah. So, for example, whenever somebody else annoyed you, you are so easy to get angry, or you're really hard to control yourself.
대마토발라 때네 아니 콘도사네 제레제네만 동안도 왔어.
Yes, because due to we cannot control ourselves, so we get angry. Due to we get angry, and we get a lot of suffering from angry.
근데다
From anger.
대원 도구에 대해 대원 도구에 대해 야 누가라 돈에 제마토발라 때네 다 누가 따되냐도 예서
So that's why even though we want to be happy, but because we cannot facing the problems in right way, or we cannot take on all those suffering voluntarily, so that's why we are suffer. We are so easy to get suffering.
다 상주 선바도주 누가 다내 터바인자 아니 때네 가라 대화네 대화 때네 다 대화네 대화 다 도대로 그래서 와.
Because the Bodhisattvas, they can voluntarily take on all those sufferings. So that's why they're always happy, you know, they're happy for lifetimes.
어떤지 말자 가제 나라서 가디나 강이냐 되거든 나도 강이라 놀래지 마도 지네 말이 상주 선바도 사제도 가디나 대화도 아니 누가라 놀래지 버렸더니 정말에 살아로.
So that's why they use a coward. We are coward because we cannot face all those, you know, sufferings or delusions. So that's why we get more suffer. And Bodhisattvas is like they consider as a hero, or bravely they take on all those sufferings, and then those sufferings make them even more happier.
나한테 말이야. 다 되지. 다 대쇼로가 수마대 봐. 다 시와 되가 다 알아서 단다 지양 단도 말라 다 되지. 된적은 내 차도 도도 지금 남는 집에 그 신들 들어한테 단단 알아서 제도 말해 들어와. 들어와. 배나 대 단다 대 배나 누모 남는 누모 신들 지금 연락이 되도 샤주 사발 소리 들어와. 아니 말아서 지금 말아서라고 찍다 그랬대요. 담아배 자주들이 남매잖아. 근데 나도 제마도 해서 근데 나도 딱 그래 강에 마다 누가 마나 지쳐로 이니까 들어와.
Because that's you know, there's only the Bodhisattvas, or you know, high realized beings, they can, you know, transform all those desire or attachment into happiness. For us as ordinary beings, it's really hard to do so.
배나 마제 두사나 다 그걸 맨지고 그것이 동일했어. 아니 가다 아니 가다서도 샤로 가다서나 아니 고속 제약인가 그래서.
So that's why they use peacocks. They eat poison, but poison become a medicine for them to become more beautiful. And the coral, they eat poison and they die. Yeah. So that's the corals. Cross.
근데다 다 단다 피나 만도 가시도 왔어. 지금. 다 밀어 똑바 예명도 하고 말 들어와. 가제 저쪽에 직다 가지고 이제 남나 지대는 용도 왔어. 지금 남나다 지금 사지 제단이 저쪽에 있어. 그런 것이 제단이 있어. 지금도 왔어. 다 듣는 거는 옛날 다 tellampo. 나 가져 맞지. 나도 샹제 선배가 냠는 송사 말아 리제 바통도 고제 바통도 송을 와. 옛날에 나도 다들 대체가 지나 나서 또 지오도고 말았어. 제디 메어래서 와. 근데 틀에 말해 봐. 대체 내가 따다 말해 볼 때도 제메어래서 와. 근데 다 단나데 나도 샤를 빼자 가지고 와. 나 토모에 남서 찾은 게 너무 발라 아니 자주서 되면 좀 제도 말해서 와. 지난대로 그래서 와.
For example, they Bodhisattva they can offer the body, the flesh to other animals, and that sort of practice for us is really hard to do it. Why? Because we are not in that level. But why we are talking about this is for our for ordinary sentient beings. It's like a cross, but the motivation of reading this text is just try to tell us we don't need to worry, because by step we'll get there. By practice gradually, we'll get the state of the Bodhisattva ourselves. Yeah. We through practice, common path, and then to get a unique path. Unique path means a Bodhisattva path.
근데 가지 샹치선이 냠내 용어라 띵한데 잠도 생진 연주 다 자선 고거를 들어와. 이거 중요한 남자도 중요한 남자 참.
So common practice in this common practice means renunciation and take refugee and also the generate bodhicitta. All those practice. If we go step by step, eventually we could become as a peacock, as a bodhisattva ourselves.
근데 답변도 저는 가래 샹치 선바수 대차 올라도 진짜 단신도 듣고 그래서. 그럼 남도야 그냥 가서로 샹치 선배 지한다지 제가 대차 올라 지어나. 다 가지 저로 그래서. 가가리 들어와. 그냥으로 저로 그래서. 그러다 가가리 들어와.
Because in some practice of bodhisattvas, they try to they can transform the attachments or desire into happiness, or into the happiness which cause other people to become happy, or help others to become happy. But for ordinary being, like Geshe said himself, as a monk, if you to practice attachment, he will disrobe. So if we get into the attachment, So that's the example, which way ordinary people can do, and the differences between ordinary being and bodhisattvas, the level, different level. Yeah.
Read the 5.
Yeah, that's true.
How can someone who cherishes yourself more than others take lust and such dangerous poisons for food? If he tried like a crow to use other delusions, he would probably forfeit his chance for release. And thus bodhisattvas are likened to peacocks. They live on delusions of poisonous plants, transforming them into the essence of practice. They drive the jungle and they live.
Not
to both that tambo nabati lagun was that decha trende that araso that benango chawaro lago pena then rabno rochi sanche tambo decha that lamji chega nando shina that no hige desro then decha control china gamala ta super jago resro and tawa toya mo tawa sokje ro resro tawa matawa chog resro
Nobody
ran도 진지 두근데 갈라 주잖아. 다 알아서 수습 된다.
Yes, yes.
수습 된다면 지금 제가 명예 되게 근데 내 사람 제도 말했어.
So that's the fifth stanza says, cherish self, like that's for shows ordinary beings, for ordinary beings who with a strong self attachment or self-grasping, they call it, with self-grasping. If they practice delusion, and it will become more dangerous. Not that's inherent them to free from to liberate from samsara. Like for example, like we said previously, if Geshe he enjoys his desire, and he will become he will disrobe. That disrobe broke the vows. The broke vow would cause him to rebirth in the hell realm. So it won't help him to free from samsara. But for bodhisattvas, they can use they transform delusion into a strength for them to liberate, get liberation from to strength for them to help other beings to liberate from samsara. Yes.
가제 보다 된다 다 주도 lapso. 다 쇼로가 두 바디 된데 바다 다 쇼조서 맞아지고 저저서 바디 두고 남아지고 요모는 다 주도 이런 구이 내파 고발라 삼이 개발래네 다 된도 바지들 봐. 제대시면 연락을 봐. 조를 해서 그러.
So here the six stanzas says, thus the bodhisattvas are likened to the peacocks. They live under delusion, those poisonous plants. So delusion, use poisonous plants as an example for delusion. And they say they transform them into the essence of the practice. And then they thrive of the jungle of the everyday life to free from the suffering, to this essence of the practice. Yeah, because if you have a strong motivation, like bodhisattvas, even the action of the eating become a virtuous action for bodhisattvas, which we ordinary people cannot do. Yeah. Sutra 7 and 8.
No, we didn't finish 6. We missed 2 lines of it. So let's do the last 2 lines of 6, and
Yes.
7 and 8 on page 2. Whatever is presented, they always accept, while destroying the poison of clinging desire. Uncontrollable wandering through realms of existence is caused by our grasping at egos as real. This ignorant attitude heralds the demon of selfish concern for our welfare alone. We seek some security for our own egos. We want only pleasure and shun any pain. But now we must banish all self-compulsion and gladly take hardship for all others' sake. Which stems from our narrow and self-centered ways. We must take all our sufferings and miseries of others and smother our wishes as
You guys finish? How many was you read?
2.
Well, yeah, but I think their numbering may be different.
Maybe number the children. Yeah, you can follow. I'll follow this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, take me over. It's correct, Sam?
지발에 뭐지? 내 지발에 내 지발에.
No, keep it.
correct.
It's the same, yeah, this is very, a lot of Inji words to make it more poetic.
Yeah, you guys read long time. 다 네가 된전인 바에서 다 술로가 담바디 것. 다 오늘 나도 가르치네. 다 상주 담바디 하고 지하도 나도 가르친 지하면나 다 나도 ramame pa kowalan kowanda ta sig 되거든요. 다 다드도 봐. 다드다. 아니 다드도 봐. 다드다. 그랬다. 다다 and 제든 라치바도 제든 얘기 더 제월해서요. 주로 담보 덤바디.
Yeah. So seven stations, the reason why we cannot be as a bodhisattvas, like a bodhisattvas, they are so good at transform the delusions into to the strengths or to the essence of the practice, but why we couldn't. So in this shows because we got in beginningless time we are grasped to ourselves, or we got a strong self-grasping, or here they say grasping at egos or self-attachment. So that's the main cause us, the main reason or main cause for us that cannot get action as a bodhisattvas.
And 다들 다 되지 보냐. 다들도 되지. 되게 보냐데 아니 라치바도 비친데. 다들 되고 되지. 아마지. 아니 라치바 지는 되게 다 보냐. 고 당연히
Yeah, self-grasping is like a demon. Demon, and they don't need to. Yeah. So self-cherish is like a angel of the demon. Yeah.
데마트바도 된데.
Yeah.
되더라.
Yeah.
저당 데마트바도 되지. 다 라치바도 비친데로 마마마 선데요.
Yeah.
대다고 그러는 거들에서.
So it's like to grasping this truly existence is become like a demon, and then self-cherish or ego mind become angel of the demon, or to attach to truly existence. Yeah.
간제 코니가 왕게 나서 나오면 코니 온 코해서.
Okay. Due to power of these two attachments, so that's why we are, driving, we're going around this cyclic existence, samsara.
근데 이제 다 코니 원서 와다 가도 다 이해가 된다라. 딱 걸리지 않아도 그래서.
Because of driven by these two powers, so that we cannot do anything good for others.
근데 당이 코니 파유네 다 이해도 다 걸리 잡이 있어. 걸리 당들 내기 있어요.
So now I found these two are main cause of I to suffer. So I voluntarily try to eliminate these two power and to try to do things which more helpful for others.
어떤데 이제 다 대шло가 뭐지? 개발 가려나 근데 이마다 다 코니 메와체 맞아. 다 소소당 안에 레지데시 너무 고마이 다 레다 너무 고메가 소소 링템베가 심지 갈래나 두두 동아 차상 다도 라치는 레치데 데이카나 바쁘네 다 그거 말로 있어요 이거 그거 바쁘네 나와서 있어요.
I simply all those suffering like me, all the sentient being having, I simply all this into these two demon or demon and his angel, and try to abandon all together. Not only my own, self-grasping and self-grasping and self-cherishing. I would like to. Simply all those same suffering which all sentient beings having into one, and to abandon all those all together. Yeah, that's you sort of voluntarily take on all other beings. Not only think about all self well-being, self welfare, or try to transform your consciousness in order to cherish others.
근데 대가라다 나도 지금 무슨 매저 저 지나 저거 간지 소소 나도 남아서 늦었어. 쇼네. 그거. 아니 레다 너무 저거 차서 나한테 가는 말로네 다 가는 내가 차서 오세요. 그런 거 그거 그러죠.
Yeah. So other way is to try to visualize all blessing as an nectars from blessings from all your gurus like a nectars to to wash away all those negativities you're having your own self.
아직 수수지지 수수대 샘제지 너무 수 강가 더와 나보고 나바지네 나온데고라 마보네 나바자 송오세 근데 산지도 잘해서 실력대 아니 다 까보는 나바지는 수수를 송송 다데 내가 제일
So this it's one visualization or one also we could say meditate, try to meditate on all the blessing of the all gurus become a nectar and to wash away all your negativities and your own consciousness, and then when you wash out all those negativities or delusions or self-attachment or ego mind whatsoever, and then replaced by your guru's bodhicitta or kindness or compassion, love and kindness, you have to fill up with the guru's love and kindness.
어디지 다 근데 쇼로가 다 그거 지로더라.
So it's not Guba.
So we'll read verse 9.
Yeah.
Should the impulse arise now to seek our own pleasure, we must turn it aside to please others instead. For even if loved ones should rise up against us, we must blame our self-interest and feel it's our due.
어디지? 다 가세요. 단지 듣고는요. 가는데 쇼로 가디 갈라거나 장점 삼바 소리나 야 삼tum 요모랑 막 공배왕기 야 지금 제대 시비트 야 지금 요모의 장한테 좀더 씨바레스 얘나 다가랑 딱 그렇지 카전에 니다 제대 빠지고 그래서 저도 그래서 너 대단히 담보들 너래도 다 티피 공부를 해줘도 아니 야 만돌아 지 소소고 조보냐고 가오 쓰나지 가대 봐야 보시는 틀렸지 두저 제대로도 아니 너무 소소고 지금 반말에 개개를 조보를 높아지고 여보 마치면 다 내집에 소소했지 뭐 말해 상고를
So in this case, sometimes Geshe says even due to the past imprints, when Bodhisattvas, when they practice to practice the cherishing others, and when they see someone who really used to annoy him, he would get a little bit hesitate, not like us get angry, hesitate, but immediately at once he would abandon this sort of delusion or sort of hesitate into happiness to also bliss to help others. But like because we in past life for our ordinary beings, because we used to do a lot of negative actions towards others, and in this lifetime we are facing a lot of problems. Like some people show you angry, annoy you, or some people you used to love and all turn out become your enemy, or you get disappointment or dismayed you. All these things are due to this cause. This is the effect of the cause which you used to do the same to others in past life.
단대 로조냐면 단대는 마다 로조냐면 우리 저거 간신 소소라 지금 갑대자 그 수족 파에 아버지는 수족 그래 변을 로조제 되겠나 단대 그만 알한 게 지금 들이 마무치겠다 내가 말씀 그래 해서 거기서
So now they are trying. In test they are trying to tell actual practice which way we have to do, because they, for example, they said whenever you're facing some dismay or disappointment by your loved ones, how to transform that into love again, not into hatred or into suffering.
다 싫어가 죽었지. 10.
When our bodies are aching and racked with great torment, of dreadful diseases we cannot endure, this is the wheel of sharp weapons returning full circle upon us from wrongs we have done. Till now we have injured the bodies of others. Hereafter let's take on what sickness is theirs.
다들 똥내기 냐면서 다들 똥내기 냐면서 그래 들어와. 릴라면도 나서 좀에된 저기라 나와시 봐. 수수가 다 삼락강가다 릴라면도 나타들 쇼마이나 다 수수 넘마치는 로에 리다 셈라 파네바치 랭이면 소리다 다가로 팀 코스 온선 코스로. 대체는 그 강가로 들어가나.
So this is a part of a Tonglen practice. Maybe everybody knows the Tonglen practice. Yeah, give and taking. So that's you have to, whenever you're facing difficulties, or suffering, or people's, harassment or disappointments, or everything you are facing, sickness whatsoever. If you can to imagine or to think, I'm suffering of all of this because in past lives I did the same to other beings. So that's my karmic effects, karmic result come back to me. So that would help you release your suffering in certain ways. So that's a method, basic method of doing it. So in the wheel, in this test, there is a wheel because in old Indian tradition, they believe the weapon of wheel which some deity have can through to your enemy and kill all your enemies and come back to you, back to you. It's round, go round, So that's go round means rotation or rotate. So all karma, cosmic fight is like a rotate. Example, rotate. You did something bad to others, and then by result, by rotate, will turn around back to yourself. So cause effect. So that's you have to think that will turn around, yes, to turn around to yourself. Yeah, because doesn't matter the problem is big or small. We always facing a lot in our daily life. So whenever this doesn't, regardless big or small problem we are facing or we are having in our daily life, if we can consider or think this is the result of result of my past life, previous lives, did something negative action to others, then that would reduce your anger, or at least you won't blame others very strongly. In this case, blame that would prevent you get very strong anger toward others. Yeah, for robberies, because at the moment of the rob or thief, they steal something from others. They got a little bit pressure for gaining something, but by the results, they could end up in jail, or maybe they also in one other way is to end up in jail, suffering in jail. So the other way is the next life you'll become very poor or something like that. Yeah. So if we study Lojong or the test of Lojong well, then that will be very helpful for us to do our Dharma practice, or to bring our practice into daily life. So whenever we do facing difficulties, or we're in trouble, and if we used to study, mind training, Lojong, so we can easily face the difficulties, and also that we can use the right attitudes to solve the problems. Yeah.
Not just study, we have to effectively learn it out.
Yeah, not only study, and we have to put into practice. Yeah, practice.
And if you real serious practice in the Lojong, when you read this couple times, then you
If you are a very sincere or serious Buddhist, if after reading this text for a couple of times, and you will be gain a sort of not a very sort of a release or sort of bliss or happiness, peaceful consciousness.
Otherwise, we always be blind to this guy, this guru, right?
Yes.
You've been off the jab. If you use this very carefully, you think about, then you have to blend to by yourself, in our side. Then also you more calm down.
You will become more calm.
More calm.
Yeah, more calm.
This is if you really serious practice, maybe seems to be maybe 100 times not too much change. Maybe 100 times I say, oh yeah, I know, just like that. If you real effectively, then you're more relaxed person. Okay, it is 9 o'clock. I think we can stop here. Then
John.
Yes,
Yes.
we start 10. We finish 10. Tomorrow we go to 11, right?
No, tomorrow we do. Oh, verses, yeah.
Versus.
Self-cherishing.
Okay. And if you guys have time, go back to home, read it a couple times, then more understand. Okay?
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you very much.
So